But in terms of rentability, I think Chuan is in an amazing location where the MRT is just
to be honest, if I want to stay inside, I'll probably choose Chuan Park.
So EOK would be a more sought after project for me. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Yay! Okay, hi everyone. We are back to episode. I honestly lost count. 4 or 5. We still have Farah's episode. Okay, so
it's 5.
Yeah, so tune in to Farah's episode. Okay, so today very happy. Today, of course, it's me as the host and my co-host.
Hi, I'm Charlene again.
Then the introduction will come up. Ding. Okay, so today we have a very special individual. She has been with us for about a year. She switched over since then, and then she has closed multiple projects in Lentor, Continuum, Lakeside. So she is very well versed in new launch projects. So can we please invite her here today? Again, can we please just give her a warm welcome, Amanda Tan.
Hello everyone.
Hey.
I'm Amanda. So as Jason have spoken, I think he has roughly give an introduction. So what I do day in, day out, it's really assisting my client in terms of the new launch market. So how my everyday looks like is basically just looking at floor plans, numbers, and then at night, Charlene will always ask me, what are you doing? Just like follow up. Don't need to ask me.
She constantly overworks herself.
From the way you hear her talk, she's
a very prim and proper.
You should WhatsApp her. Then she comes in like sub points and
like a thesis, I think I'm trained very well.
Which explains
social science.
Which explains why her clients are, or if you're someone who's into numbers and graphs, Amanda's the one to go for. Okay, so today very special topic. Today we are here to talk about what's the drum?
Dun, dun.
Oh, different drum.
Okay, we drum ourselves.
I'll just put it. Okay, today we're here to talk about Emerald of Katong. Okay, so Emerald of Katong, as of yesterday, the artist impression has been sent out. The floor plan has also been sent out. Okay, so my question to maybe Amanda or even Shah, you want to chime in, is that Emerald of Katong was actually shortlisted to be the launch of the year alongside Chuan Park. But when we have so little information, we don't even have artist impression, we don't even have floor plans, it has already been crowned as one of the best launches of 2024. Why do you guys think so? Or maybe start with Amanda first.
Wait, how about we start by giving the audience a bit of context, like where is
okay, of course.
Like it's Emerald of Katong in Jurong.
Okay, so Emerald of Katong, I give a characteristics breakdown. It's by Sim Lian. Sim Lian previously they did botany. So Emerald of Katong currently we have 846 units. So numbers wise, it's rather healthy. Very healthy. In compared to Tembusu Grand, which is 600 over, it's slightly a bit more. So other than that, we are looking at District 15. So along this area, District 15, we know we have Continuum, Grand Dunman, Tembusu Grand. Now we have the newest kit, which is the Emerald of Katong. Then other than that, it's
Mayor Blue.
Mayor Blue, of course. Then other than that, Emerald of Katong, just the rough brief description. But why do you both think it's the launch of the year?
Should I start first? Or
Amanda first?
I think mainly why there's so much hype about this project, it's really because of one single. If I were to point out to a single factor, it would be pricing. The reason is because Sim Lian actually bought the land way cheaper than expected at about 1,000 odd per square feet, which is extremely low.
Yeah.
Correct. So just for context, if I remember correctly, Tembusu was purchased at about 1,003 or so, right? 1,003. I remember the PSF gap was about 18%. So actually that's a very big buffer, even with the harmonization rule that gives developers to actually potentially lower their pricing by quite a fair bit, which is why a lot of people are just waiting on it to really wait and let's see during the launch how much is the final pricing that they will release on the actual day itself.
But just because low land doesn't mean sell low lah. What your take?
Yeah, they are not charity lah. Also, Sim Lian is also a business ma. similar when I think harmonization didn't happen for Sora, but if you just take a look at what happened between Lake Gardens and Sora, to be honest, at the end of the day, right, there was no difference. In fact, I think Sora sold a bit more expensive, and Sora was on block cheaper than Lake Gardens.
Oh, so it's a good project, let's put it that way.
It's a nice project. It's a nice project.
Yeah, so just because we do see that the land is bought cheaper doesn't necessarily mean that they will sell cheaper. But does it mean that they will sell more expensive than Tembusu?
Amanda, you got anything to say?
It might. Yeah, I feel that it might. It's also because at the end of the day, how much a project is launched at, it depends on the timing. So I think if Emerald of Katong is the one to launch first before Tembusu Grand, it will have looked very different. So in a way, I see it as Simlian now has an upper hand in that even though Tembusu Grand has been launched, there are a lot of units that are already sold out. So as a developer, if I'm the developer, I would think that technically the buyer don't really have much choice.
Technically, yeah. So I'm looking at Tembusu, my 2 bedrooms are sold out. My 3 bedrooms are sold out. So if I'm sharing the same consensus with you guys, if I am Simlian right now, my 2-3 bedrooms, I wouldn't price it. I wouldn't hold back the pricing.
I wouldn't be so nice.
Correct. I wouldn't be so nice. I'll put it higher. But when maybe I'm looking at 3 plus study, maybe with the 4 bedroom onwards, then maybe my prices, I cannot be too high compared to Tembusu Grand. Would it be the similar price point for you guys as well?
I personally think that for certain stacks, because usually the developers will put the bigger units with somewhat of a nicer view.
Correct.
And for now, Tembusu, unfortunately, your view has all been blocked. So
没有剩.
So now the selling point for, of course, EOK would then be probably our bigger units have that better view. So in fact, I think that the ones that are going to face outwards are going to be priced higher than Tembusu Grand, even though they are being purchased at a lower PSF.
So what are if you're an investor, let's say you're an investor, would you both still enter, let's say you're looking at the 3-bedroom, like what are your factors, what are your considerations before deciding a 3-bedroom in Tembusu Grand or Emerald of Katong? Because right now there are a lot of buyers, they are holding up, waiting for Emerald of Katong to come out first before they can make a decision. But if you were these buyers, what would you gauge your decision factor? Go into Tembusu now or wait for Emerald of Katong?
Is this based on the assumption that Tembusu still have the 3-bedroom?
Sorry, let's go with 3 plus study. Whatever that Tembusu has remaining 3 plus study is right now
3 plus study.
Correct. Like what would your considerations be? Floor plan? Because it's literally opposite one another, Tembusu and Emerald of Katong. Like if you were looking to buy a 3-bedroom, would you go into Tembusu now or would you wait for Emerald of Katong?
3 plus study. Actually, I don't think their floor plans differ greatly, right? But for me, if it's for own stay, if the PSF is the same, from personal experience, I would most likely go with Tembusu Grand.
Tembusu Grand because of?
Because of the reputation of the developer. This is coming from someone that has experience before. Yeah, because I don't want to say names and all that, but I have seen when 2 developments have the similar pricing and then their outcomes are so different because of the developer, and this will really greatly impact the not so favorable developers resale their pointers when it comes to the resale market in the future. Like when I step inside the better one, right, the difference is a lot by the time
she's talking about our own house. She's talking about our own house
sorry.
and our neighbor. What the hell?
Yeah, back then we couldn't afford Leiden Green, so but and because I had a few clients that actually bought into Leiden Green.
Yeah.
And back then when I just bought it because the quantum was most affordable for me. Because it was a smaller floor plate overall, but I still get my 2 bedrooms. But when I went to deliver my mooncakes to my clients at Leiden, right, I almost cry.
It's like same but different.
We're literally a street away, which is exactly the same as Emerald of Katong and Tembusu Grand.
Yeah, but when I went into Leiden, right, I was I was like, shit. I was like,
Yeah.
how am I gonna sell my house next time? Not that we cannot sell. I still think that our house is okay. You know, we get a fantastic view. I think our view is nice. The layouts are great. The facilities are okay. But it's just the first impression that Leiden Green gave me, right, is if I had gone into this development as a resale buyer, right, I would never
this is on the background that you are already biased towards your own development.
Correct. Usually you'll be biased to your own one, but when I stepped into the Leiden Green, I was like, wow.
Okay, you win.
Wow. How?
So developers do make a slight difference lah. So we are comparing between MCL, CDL?
MCL
and CDL for Tembusu Grand compared to Sim Lian. Yeah. So of course, even in terms of banding for BCA, they are on different tiers as well.
But the tricky part is that for Sim Lian and CDL, both are band 1 developers. So I think it goes back down to the consumer preference as well.
Correct.
Yeah. But of course, if we were to say that 3-bed plus study is of the same price, I think I would agree with Charlene that I would very much prefer to go to Tembusu Grand. Firstly, because of CDL. I mean, if you can ask anyone, like any lay person, they would know CDL, right? Yeah. But let's say if it's a different pricing, then that's another topic altogether.
Correct. I see that floor plan, right? Basically, it's about the same lah. It's
the
not much of a
floor plan
diff,
is the same, but I have a feeling that 3-bed plus study would look maybe
better
much lower in price. Yeah, but again, it's also not fair to compare the remaining units in Tembusu Grand now versus
correct.
a second floor in Emerald of Katong lah. Yeah.
Okay, so my question, even for the viewers out there, because one is harmonization, one is post-harmonization. So harmonization, we already know what it means lah. Next time, in 10 years' time, because one is post-harmonization, one is harmonization, there will be a difference in PSF, which means that people who buy into Emerald of Katong, they will see that the PSF is significantly higher, but by then 10 years later, these buyers wouldn't even have known that this is actually harmonized or not harmonized. So it's not easy to compare. Do you think this would affect investors coming into either projects?
As in, you're talking about when we hit the resale market?
When we hit the resale market, yes.
To be honest, I think when you just look at the paper like that, it may matter, right? Because you see the numbers are different. But when you step into the unit itself, because we're in the resale already, you can enter the unit, they will realize that
it's the same.
It's the same. So every agent will definitely take this opportunity to make it a point across to the consumer that this the way that this unit is being calculated, it's different than whichever other older projects that came out before the 1st of June 2023. Right?
I think the PSF wouldn't matter so much. What will really make or break the project is really the quantum. I think once we look at the quantum, it will be very obvious to the buyers whether there is a significant difference or not. Yeah, which I don't think the quantum would look very different from each other.
Yeah, because the size is now smaller, but our PSF is higher. Then last time is the size is bigger, but then the PSF is slightly lower. So actually, it would equalize itself.
End up being the same.
Similar lah.
Okay, so other than that, right? Okay, so we're comparing schools between both projects, Tembusu and Emerald of Katong. Tanjong Katong Primary and Head Girls are both within 1 km. Okay, few months ago, I think about 1-2 months ago, there was actually just released that Kong Hwa wouldn't be in the 1 km, correct? Yeah, so a lot of people actually they bought into Tembusu believing that Kong Hwa would be within 1 km, and actually Kong Hwa is a very good school in Singapore context. This was actually very similar to Lentor Hills and CHIJ back then. When Lentor Hills, there's a P and the Na was under reserve, or might not have CHIJ, but now both projects has already not included Kong Hwa. So how does this affect the performance of Emerald of Katong, do you think?
Actually, I don't think it will have an impact. It will have an impact if suddenly actually Tembusu Grand doesn't have a school and then now it has. But now Tembusu don't have.
Yeah, on even like playing field lah in that sense.
Yeah, really. So because now everything is the same. That 1 kilometer radius, right? Everything is being shared between these two developments. So what boils down to which being more attractive really then becomes the layout and the developer already.
Then compared to last year I had Trinity, I had Continuum, Grand Diamond, Tembusu. Now I have these three plus another Emerald of Katong. Are we looking at a place where perhaps we are looking a bit like Lentor, where some people would feel that there is a bit of oversupply in this District 15? What do you all think?
Sorry, again, which three you were talking about?
Tembusu, Continuum, Grand Diamond.
uh-huh.
Then now I got Emerald of Katong. Some people might be afraid because Grand Diamond is a mega project. Okay, we take Continuum out. Maybe PSF freehold is a bit different. We compare the 99. I got a mega project. I got 600 units project Tembusu. Now I got another 800 units project Emerald of Katong. Would it contribute to oversupply in District 15? What do you all think?
I don't think so. Not because I'm an Asian, that's why I say don't think so. But because these three projects, of course, Tembusu, Grand and Emerald of Katong is a lot more similar. But I feel that the profile of buyers that are looking at Grand Diamond versus the profile of buyer that are looking at EOK and Tembusu are two different groups of people. Because usually when I bring a buyer to the Trinity project, right, it's either they love it or hate it for one of the projects. Yeah, that's one. And also another thing about the entire District 15 area, at that quantum, for example, if we are looking at 3 bedder, we are looking at the 2 mil within 3 mil quantum. To be honest with you, I mean, you can check out Property Guru itself. There really isn't much an option for you. That though, in District 15 we see that, it's filled with houses. There's really not many empty lands available anymore. But if you were to go down to the nitty gritty, you'll realize that those in the resale market at the 2 to 3 million quantum are of two characteristics. One is either extremely old, 99. So for that, maybe you can get a bigger project. If not, another will be the freehold boutique project, which is a class of its own and cannot be compared.
Correct. The boutique projects, we know Mayor Road along that side. Of course, we got Mayor Blue and all that, but Mayor Road along that side, we have a lot of small projects which is like less than 100 units. So typically, investors they wouldn't enter into such projects because the transactions a year compared to a mega project, it doesn't quite help to push the price up. Basically. But if you were a buyer this year, so we have Trump Park that came a few episodes ago. Now we have Emerald of Katong. Where would you put your money at?
Wait, I actually need to do homework first.
I'm thinking about PSF wise. But I did see Trump Park yesterday. Trump Park. That's why at first I was thinking, how come Trump Park and Emerald of Katong the dates are so near? Typically they would avoid competition. Developers would avoid competition. We don't want to all launch together. But when Trump Park released and then Emerald of Katong, almost immediately they release their dates as well. So buyers who are looking into both projects, they are also at a struggle. They don't know Trump Park or Emerald of Katong. Hey, how about this? We just streamline.
Okay.
Just choose. Because a lot of the buyers are also, they don't know Trump Park or Emerald of Katong.
Okay, so only these two.
Only these two.
Only these two.
Let's say you're looking to buy a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom.
Okay.
For own stay.
For investment.
How long is the exit?
5.
5 years. Okay.
Wait.
We need to say both answers. Okay, wait, let me think. Okay, then we give a reason why. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
You say what?
I said okay.
Oh my god. No, okay, can we say some good point? Okay, we did an episode on Trump Park lah, so go and take a look at Trump Park. I just feel that, as what Charlie mentioned, the developers do come into the picture. And they will compare. And then I have yet to see Emerald of Katong show flat yet. But I do feel that the demand in that area, District 15, it's a lot more higher compared to District 19. Yes, Lorong Chuan area, yes, the tier 1 of District 19. But I do feel that District 15, because the demographic of the people there, it's a lot more different. So EOK would be a more sought after project for me. Okay, why EOK?
Okay, so I'm not gonna play the developer card because to be honest, although yes, Kingsford maybe they had some problems back then, but if you take a look at Normanton, which we had quite a few colleagues that bought Normanton, honestly Normanton is amazing. It is so nice.
It is nice.
It is so nice, and
it's very grand.
I didn't get to see Chuan Park the other day because I was on duty at the show flat. But I heard that it looked like Normanton,
which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing if it does look like Normanton. Okay, but then again, that goes to show that this developer has a track record of building mass developments really nicely.
Correct, because BC had to check every single unit of Normanton before they approve the license.
Correct.
And then for still in progress, right?
Yes,
the question mark.
Correct. And then for Sim Lian, they are also pretty well known to build nice, decent mass development like treasures.
Botany.
So it's not like their first time, that kind of thing. So I think I don't know if it would be unfair to call them on par. Like I would just rank them the same based on Normanton and treasures. But I think that if let's say I'm sitting on a fence between if I want to have it rented out or I want to stay inside in the future, I think that to be honest, if I want to stay inside, I'll probably choose Chuan Park. Because I feel there's
to stay near me.
It's like let's not people. I love ulu places. I love to be away from people. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, the further I can be away from people, the better.
Okay.
Yeah, but to get access into like Suntec lah or town area, I think Tanjong Katong is a much easier option, and it's something that I think it's a very big consideration and a plus point for tenants in the future. Like today, if you give me both and then they are the same, right? Because I believe they're gonna launch at about similar PSF.
Yep.
Yeah, so if everything is apple to apple all the way until TOP and then they rent out the same price, I think it's gonna be easier to rent out my EOK than my Chuan Park. Yeah. That's how I feel.
Okay. But Chuan Park is literally beside Lorong Chuan MRT station though.
I have a different thought though.
Okay.
I feel that
Why
if
EOK?
Not so much on why EOK is riding onto what Charlene was sharing. I feel that if my intention is to buy to rent out, I feel that it might be easier to rent out
Chuan.
Really? Yeah.
MRT lah.
But if I am talking about exit, I would feel that EOK is much easier to exit with profits in mind. So if you're comparing apple to apple profits for a two-bedder, I would think that EOK would stand a better chance.
Okay, but why?
So the main reason why I would say that it's mainly because of the price discrepancy. If we were to put everything down, in paper, if EOK were to launch, this is on the assumption that EOK launched fairly, say at 2.5, and then Chuan Park launched at 2.5. I am also comparing with it at BT that launched at an average of 2.7, 2.8 with some small units at 3,000. And I am also comparing with other outside of Central Region launching at 2.4. So that's when I see the discrepancy that actually EOK would stand a better chance, I feel.
So
in terms of profit gains, but in terms of rentability, I think Chuan is in an amazing location where the MRT is just right downstairs.
Correct. I agree at that point. But the thing is, I feel that the hard carry, right, will be from East Coast itself. Because you see, East Coast, right, is I like to call it like a old money location. So these people, right, they love D15. Right? It's very difficult for you to convince them to get out of D15 one. So even if they can't get into Mayor, they will move. They'll move into the Amber area. If they can't move to the Amber area, they'll move into Katong area. So the money, right, is no matter how you see, is still always revolving around there. Correct. And also because I'm not sure if I am remembering the MRT map correctly, but I think Tanjong Katong, I get to Orchard is nearer than the Circle Line or to Orchard itself, because there's a Orchard Boulevard MRT or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and the tenant pool there are going to be like really professionals, right? So I feel like I will get a better tenant pool there than in Chuan Park. Yeah, although yes, it's next to the MRT, but Trump Park, if you look at the location, right, the surrounding place, number one is, okay, you can see as an opportunity, is that there hasn't been a decent, like a big plot of land that was being sold in a very, very long time. But then that would then bring a lot of competition. Like my next door neighbor, can they sell and then can they buy over this one? I think it's very difficult. But for somebody to sell their Amber and then move here, right, just because they want something new, etc., I think it's very easy. Correct. So I think for me, if I were to put my money, I would still choose to put my money in EOK if I want to make the money faster a little bit. Yeah, but if I want to like stay, relax a bit, I think Trump Park is a lower density. Although the whole plot itself is big, but overall within the vicinity, I think there's lesser people, less crowded.
Okay.
No, what about yourself?
Oh, but I said it. Developers. I said mainly developer. Do you guys think it's the not so good factor or the con of Emerald of Katong?
I have something.
Okay, Amanda.
I wouldn't say it's a con, but it might be a concern to some of the buyers is that right beside Emerald of Katong, if you were to pull out the master plan, you would realize that there's actually a plan for a 9-story nursing home to be built right beside Emerald of Katong.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think it will kill the project totally, but probably the stacks that are literally right beside the nursing home might be affected. So entering when it comes to stack selection, it's very important then to compare across the stacks, the prices across the different stacks. Yeah.
I don't see the stacks facing the homes lah. But it's just that the proximity of the stacks to the homes can be a consideration. And then some buyers are a bit more pantang, they're a bit more feng shui driven.
Yes. I think sometimes it's more than just being pantang. Like for me, I'm very close to elderly, and that's precisely the reason why I don't want to stay beside them, because I feel like I don't want to be heartbroken every day.
Oh, okay. Oh,
right. Like ignorance sometimes, unfortunately, is bliss. Yeah.
But I personally feel Emerald of Katong, it's the timing of their release is also very strategic. Actually, developers are a lot more smarter than we think. They are the ones who's borrowing the big lump of money. They're the one who's spending on the capital. In fact,
I want to say very smart though.
Yeah, they are very smart.
Because they launched right after Chuan Park.
Correct.
So if people can accept Chuan Park at 2.5, 2.6 or even 2.7, then
for
Emerald of Katong would look dirt cheap. I mean, for a lack of better word lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's something like Lentorian with Lentor Mansion back then, Sora with Lake Kanabana. I do feel that the timing of the release is very strategic. So I do feel let's do a guess. We always do this at the end of the show. We guess how much percentage will be sold for Emerald of Katong. Okay?
I did very badly the previous time.
What was Tembusu?
Tembusu, I think was what, 60? 50? 60?
Let him do a quick search.
I think so. I think Tembusu was around so.
But my Mayor Blue already 50,
But
so,
Mayor Blue,
although the demographic
smaller
is going to be very different, but
Tembusu 53%. Tembusu 53%. So I do feel that Emerald of Katong is something that a lot of people have been waiting all year round, and these two projects that everyone's been waiting for is launching at 2 weeks apart from each other. Okay, I feel Emerald of Katong would be looking at I'm thinking about 5 bedrooms. 5 bedrooms contour not easy. I'm saying about 65% Emerald of Katong. Emerald of Katong, because people who are looking at Trump Park, the agents are going to be like, hey, by the way, Trump Park, but also please have a look at this thing called Emerald of Katong. I would feel 65% because the pent-up demand throughout the whole year, everyone's been waiting for. The only thing that what Charlie mentioned was Mayor Blue 50% and then AIBT 50%. Projects typically for 2023, as I remember, it's always like 60-70%, like sold out 80%, 88%. And then this year, I do feel it's rather slower. And everyone has been waiting for these two projects. So I would say Emerald of Katong, I'm looking at 65%. Next, Charlene.
yeah, actually I also agree. I think it's going to be along the 60% range.
60 what? 60 what?
60.
on launch weekend.
Launch weekend.
60.
Need to give
62,
number.
63? Yeah, 62, 63. Yeah, around there.
Okay. What about you, Amanda?
I think for me about 50%.
Way!
On launch weekend, I feel that would have been quite nice already. Yeah, because for this project, I think a lot of people will be contemplating between this as well as Chuan Park.
So you do feel the competition from Chuan will bring some numbers away?
Not some numbers away, but will put a lot of people on the fence.
And honestly, you miss these two, then everything else that comes after that, One Sophia, Ori, right? Toa Payoh One, Aurea, which
Ori.
PSF is significantly higher. You miss this Chuan Park / EOK.
Then you got my One Sophia.
You got a One Sophia.
You got One Sophia, guys.
Yeah,
I tell you,
PSF.
PSF attractive.
When they say attractive, it is.
It's attractive.
It is attractive.
Next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you guys on the next episode, which most likely will include a bit of fun segment where we interview other various guests, or we'll be interviewing different projects such as Nava Grove that's also coming up. So that will be a great topic considering Pine Tree Hill. And then also One Sophia, Union Square, Ori. So a lot of projects coming up. So
Very fun.
very fun. So stay tuned to our next episode. Bye.
Bye.